What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. We are here, the Dynasty Pylon. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Mark. We got Alec below. What's up, guys?
What's up, everybody? It's good to be back, baby. Let's go.
I will say this. This is the one season when I can actually win something. It's called the NFL Draft. We win the offseason all the time. Now, unfortunately, the regular season we lose. But, you know, as long as we like this guy right here, maybe we win the offseason and then win in the regular season. So let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Sorry if I seem distracted. My team is in the NHL playoffs, unlike your teams.
My team is awful in every way.
It is. No, you're not a Flyers fan? I thought maybe you'd be a Flyers fan. They suck too.
I've seen their mascot. He's horrifying.
He is.
They're one of the teams that the Blackhawks actually won. So
gritty.
I was actually at the game too. It's terrible. I was like, wow, you guys lose to us. But with the playoffs and playoffs going with NHL, with the NBA, NFL still has their draft going on. We will go through a 3-round mock draft. Hell yeah, they will. This mock draft, I think we're going to do with trades.
Well, it should. I don't have a clue what's happening anymore. There's so much stuff happening today.
I know exactly what's happening with you guys. You guys are trading out the first round.
You're trading up.
I think so.
Yeah, apparently you're blowing up the phone. You trying to get Genty? Who are you trading up?
We don't even care anymore. Well, you probably shouldn't do that.
I heard Mason Graham could be out of the top 10.
What? I know. I'm like, you tell me I can get Mason Graham. I just sit my ass sitting there. Oh my god, I don't know. And watch
You're trying to trade up, and Mason Graham might not even be in the top 10. That's
insane. My god, I don't even understand what's happening, guys. But this is the season when everything kind of happens, where where everyone wants to give you fake news and all this stuff.
Jacksonville Genty's the missing piece.
Oh my god, the missing piece is the entire team. And Jacksonville, why is Jacksonville doing that?
Because they want the Raiders to trade with them.
They need to trade up.
To trade up and get Genty.
I actually hear from my NFL insider that the Raiders actually don't want Genty. They want someone to trade up and grab him. So I'm just saying.
Raiders want to trade back. Jacksonville wants to trade back. I heard the Giants and Browns are fielding trades.
Yep.
It could be crazy.
So, like, is there anyone that wants to keep their pick? I don't know.
It could always be all smoke and mirrors too. Maybe
if Carter falls to the Patriots, the Eagles are going to be, hey, AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ Brown. Can you
hear that one?
That? Yeah, did you hear?
Mike Vrabel. See, Braden and I saw the same thing, and we were both kind of confused. And then Braden goes, Vrabel. And I was like, oh, shit. AJ Brown was the receiver, and Vrabel was there.
He's the one who drafted him. He loves him.
So he probably
Philadelphia has to get rid of somebody. Now how bad would you feel if it happens?
AJ Brown ain't going nowhere. He's staying where he belongs.
Okay.
You also said you were going to bring back Slay, and that didn't happen.
Well, hold on. Slay only has like one more year left, and then he's done. He even said he was going to retire after one more year. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. But no, seriously, they just signed AJ Brown. What was it like last year, as well as Smitty to new contracts. So it's like, why would you suddenly then trade him away when you just gave him a new contract? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, how much did Carter would he hit? No.
It wouldn't be if you get a good trade.
Good comment, Alec. I like you.
Yeah, I bet. Derby says, I swear my fan base are a bunch of morons. I agree 1,000%. Remember, the Steelers are my AFC team. My second team are the Steelers, and they are idiots right now. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I don't know why Aaron Rodgers. Dude, I hate Aaron Rodgers. I am done. I hate him again. He's back on my list of things I hate. So they want a D lineman in the first and Pascal Sanders. Well, you guys are still like the number one place. that for Vegas that said the betting odds that Sanders is going to fall to. I doubt he falls to 21. I have a hard time, but I hear a lot of teams are worried because coaches don't want to draft him because they think that what's going to happen, they're going to get replaced. After 1 year, they don't win. They're going to ask for Deion Sanders to come be the coach.
Oh, boy. That old news is going to happen again, huh? We all thought it was going to happen this year with the Cowboys.
They signed a 5 or 6 year contract extension with Colorado.
Mm-hmm. Well, those don't mean anything. I want really.
Sanders.
Yeah. So I understand.
Why would you want Sanders when you got?
What do you have in the Steelers? Why would you want Sanders when you have what?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Deion Sanders as the coach.
No.
I was like, why would you want Deion Sanders to be your coach?
No. Yeah. You want Shedeur Sanders to be his QB.
I see people who have the kid out of Louisville graded higher than Sanders.
I think that's stupid. And I watched the games. I think that Sanders, I think he actually translates to the NFL really, really well. I think he just makes things happen. I think he will get the ball out. I think he will take a lot of sacks. But I think that you can teach him the game. He understands the game very, very well. My only question is how you Deion Sanders' kid and can't run. We need DNA. I need a paternity test, guys. I don't understand. How is this possible?
Oh, man.
Yeah, we have Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. That's their QB room.
That's all you
Super
need.
Bowl caliber QBs right there.
Yeah.
MVPs. What you mean?
Oh, good Lord. Oh, man. In other news, real quick, we're going to do an NFL rundown. First thing I want to say is rest in peace to Mongo McMichael. Steve.
I just saw that. It was sad.
Mongo McMichael died at the age of 67. He made it to his Hall of Fame induction, which is just amazing. First of all, because, I mean, what he was going through, it's something you can't even imagine. His teammates have been around him. They've been coming into his house. He lives right down the street in Romeoville from me. And, you know, the love that's coming in, but the fact that he was able to survive as long as he did, I just think it's amazing. He's one of the greatest defensive ends that we've ever seen, or defensive tackles, really, that we've ever seen. Man, I love it. I really love him, and I'm sad to see him go, but I'm glad he's no longer suffering. Yeah, and he got to see himself be inducted to the Hall of Fame, which should have happened 15 years ago. It should have happened 15 years ago. Steve McMichael had like 92 sacks from defensive tackle and played for one of the greatest defenses.
Number 2 in Chicago Bears history.
There's no one that should have been off that list. I mean, especially for him, it just doesn't make any sense. So, once again, rest in peace, Mongo McMichael. But congratulations on the Hall of Fame. I'm glad he had to see it. Next thing, I know it's hard to transition from that, but I'm going to go with Detroit signed Joseph to the highest paid safety in NFL history. I was like, okay, all right, well, you know, all of them are your guys, Mark. That's all you do. You collect safeties like they're Infinity Stones.
Free agent, or I got him in like late into this draft too. He's just sitting there. I was like, I need another safety. Let's go with this guy.
And it worked.
Let the league in picks. Let's go.
The next thing is the Saints hope to have clarity on Carr before the draft. They'll have a little bit more understanding if he's going to be able to play or not be able to play. I don't know if it really matters, but you know, they'll have clarity on it. And they need to be the ones drafting Sanders, but I hope they don't, and I hope the Steelers do get him. So Mahomes says the Chiefs are ready to unleash a passing attack. What were you guys doing the last 3 years? I don't know. Maybe we forgot that was the goal. But that is what it is. The Hall of Fame
Super Bowl, that's for sure.
Nothing at all. They weren't blocking. They were saying, "Hey, watch out! Good luck."
What good is an air raid if you can't block?
I don't know what they have to be going all offensive linemen. They have to.
I know, unless they want to get whooped by the Eagles again. BTA.
You guys get back past the Commanders first, and then we'll talk about it.
No one's scared of the Commanders and their Timu version of a stadium. All right, ain't no one scared.
I can't even argue with that.
It is a Timu stadium, but they have a great.
At least
team,
we're not spewing poop on fans anymore.
Hey,
yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it?
It's a good thing.
You got to take the wins, you know.
We got the Hall of Fame game has been set. It's going to be the Chargers versus the Lions. So before the season starts, they'll get that game. So Jerry Jones says the Cowboys are working on a substantive trade. So they're trying to work on trades right now for this draft. Apparently, they're trying to trade up to get Genty. What happens if they trade and then someone trades in front of them?
Oh, I would love that.
That'd be pretty funny.
It would be pretty funny. I mean, are the Cowboys really just a running back away from being a true contender to try to go all the way?
I don't know, but when you really look at it, they are talented.
Mm-hmm. They're talented as long as their defense can stay healthy. That was the main reason why they were just so poor last year. And when the defense just can't get off the field, what's your offense supposed to do?
I'm going to tell you this. Our ex-coach is actually a really good defensive coordinator. He's going to make it better. I'm telling you, you'll be surprised at the quality of the Cowboys defense next year.
Nah.
Watch. Don't be surprised, guys. Derby says, screw it, Brian. Let me get on this show. He's going to argue for every Steelers thing.
Of course
you may have won the Super Bowl, but you got 2 rings, bud. That's it. Just 2.
Hey, it's true. We do only got 2 rings.
Yeah, but they got 2 more rings than we've gotten in the last couple of years.
That's true.
Yeah, but overall,
how did the Steelers got a ring? You know, I'm pretty
sure. Mr. One Ring. Calm down.
They're collecting dust at this point. You know, Steeler fans are almost as delusional as Cowboy fans at this point. Talking about 6 rings.
They have been in the playoffs a lot longer than you guys, more years than you guys have. Let's not forget they have been in the playoffs.
No, duh. I mean, they are a team that loves to go and win like 10 to 12 games and then lose in the playoffs. That just seems to be what they want to do nowadays.
I wonder if they had a quarterback, if they held on to one of those quarterbacks, how it would have changed.
You know, they let both of them go, and I don't see why. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, Mike Tomlin's going to find a way to make the team go to the playoffs, and then, I don't know, it kind of hurts them in a sense for a draft, in a sense, if they're trying to go for a QB that's actually going to be a high caliber that can push them to that championship. Because I think the Steelers could eventually get there, but they need a leader. And
when the coach is the leader, sometimes it hurts you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact. Anthony, I have been seeing New England might trade down because no one knew the hell they're doing. No one knows what they're actually doing. But I've heard that New England might be trading down. And I heard that the Bears actually might be trading with the New England Patriots. I don't want it.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out
why not. It would be great.
So the draft, so what it is the Bears would trade 10, I think 41, and a 2026 third to move up. Okay. I hate that. I hate it.
You still have the Panthers second round pick. Is that the 41? Is that the Panthers?
That's 41.
Pick?
Yeah, that's the 41.
You still have your own second round pick, don't you?
Yeah, so we still have 39. We still have 39. So but I don't want to trade a second round pick to move up for a running back, which I do agree Genty is the best running back. I'm not arguing that. I've looked at tape. I agree that Genty is the best running back. I just don't want to give up all that.
Is this reminiscent of the Detroit Lions getting Gibbs?
I don't think so because Detroit stayed where they were. And then
they traded back to get Gibbs, actually.
Yeah. So I think this is a bad move if you trade up that high for a running back.
This is true. Unless your team only needed a running back to really push themselves over the edge, I 100% agree, because it's a very dangerous mistake to do. When there's other things that matter more, it's today's NFL, running backs aren't as important. And I hate saying that because I love running backs because they can elevate an offense, but you need the pieces around them first. You need the
It's a copycat league. And now what you guys did with Saquon, everyone's going to be trying to copycat.
Oh, of course. Yep. Yeah. Well,
the only thing they seem to, and if Ben Johnson needs a running back to get his offense to work.
Mm-hmm. I just think there's other running backs that could do the same thing. Not as good. Genty is special. I really do believe he's special. But
Amari in Hampton. I'm just saying. I love that guy.
I will stay and try. I will stay and get Henderson. You know, mm-hmm. I will stay and get one of these. They're still top 5 that will be there in the second round. I'd rather get the best player available at 10. Get one of those running backs in the second round and get a left tackle or Emerson. You know, personally, that's just where I'm at.
So let me ask you this real quick: if Genty somehow fell to number 10, are you telling me that your team wouldn't pull the trigger instead of getting an O-line help?
So we've already pretty much solidified our middle of our office line. Mm-hmm. We got the best center on out there, Dowman, right? Then we have 2 guards that have been Pro Bowls in the last 2 years. I mean, Tooney's been the best guard in the NFL. You know, honestly, and he knows how to win. He's been on 2 championship teams. So and then we have a stud right tackle. You know, we just drafted 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I, in my opinion, I would go for the left tackle and try. And even if the left tackle doesn't work and you got to bump him down, then you do that. You know, you go with the offensive line now. You get depth. You get all those things first. You know, but if you think Irsay from Minnesota is that good, and you know you can get him in the second round, do what you're gonna do. Do what you're gonna do. But I would rather have Mason Graham at 10, because if he's dropping out of the top 10, I'd rather have Mason Graham at 10 than Genty trading up for Genty. And that's just me. Says, see, this is a great example of everyone that goes for the entire fan base of Philly, that Eagles fans are ungrateful, spoiled kids. But as I digress.
He says. Oh, gosh. You know, again,
that's a trade up. If they stay where they are, they'll get handed.
He yaps about everyone else's team, you know. Just focus on getting the AFC championship at least, you know, in this decade. Then we can talk.
And then says they're trading up.
Yeah, I think the Steelers are trading up. I do believe that.
They have to, if they want a quarterback, that is.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart.
I'm telling you, I think Shador. I think that what if the Steelers trade up with the Saints? Because the Saints are just that stupid.
Well,
I'm just saying. There's a lot of rumors. Speaking of rumors, I'm going to read some of this stuff, okay?
Sure. Before
we get started. It says offensive tackle Kelvin Banks will go in the top 15 after all. No matter what, he might be the best left tackle being drafted. Better than Armand Nimbo because he doesn't have to change positions. Okay. Here's another thing. Don't expect McMillan to fall too far. He might be 12. All right. They're saying it's hard to see 3 quarterbacks go in the first round this year. They're thinking 2. Okay.
Well, somebody trades up.
Unless someone trades up in the first round. Exactly. They said 4 teams could be seen trading out of the first round. Commanders are 1. They can get a lot more picks and they can start filling some of the holes because they have all those people they had to kind of, you know, fill out. It's a lot of positions. There's a lot of depth. There's a lot of starters in this position and in this draft that you can grab. So the Commanders are 1. Can you guys name me the other ones?
Trading down.
Mm-hmm. Trading out of the first round.
Out of the first round. Well, I can see the Eagles trading out of the first round.
I think the Eagles will try to trade up.
So, no, they said both Baltimore and Eagles might move out of the first round because they feel like the depth is there, and they get more positions, more because they have high cost players. So they want to be able to get more players further out in the draft because once again, this is a top 100 that can all be starters. No stars, but all could be starters.
And technically speaking, not that it should matter too much for the Ravens or for the Eagles regarding cap space and whatnot. But it is true if you don't pick someone in the first round, it does save you some cap space when it comes to signing rookie contracts. So,
but you do lose out on that 5th-year option.
Yes, you do, but it just depends on where the team's currently at roster-wise. Realistically, the Eagles, because they're making some moves now, outside maybe one position on the O-line, they really are solidified offensively. Really, it's the defense, especially that D-line, that really needs to be bolstered. So they can get a lot of good talent.
Lost depth. They lost depth.
Second round and third round and so forth. Because you're right, there's a lot of great talent that is really great in the second, third, fourth round. And that's really great, especially for this year's draft for defense. That's something that I really love seeing.
So what they're saying for the Bills is that they're going to stay there because they want a 5th-year option because they need longer contracts to cover them for longer. So they might stay for that 5th-year option.
You mean they're not going to trade with the Chiefs? Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I figured they'd let the Chiefs go in front of them again to get, another
exactly who they need.
Yeah.
But the team that they're saying might trade out of the first round is the Minnesota Vikings.
Interesting.
And it's because once they have their selection at 24, they don't pick again to 97 in the 4th round. And the 4th round, this is really a 3 rounds, and then it's a cliff. There's 3 rounds of starters here. There's 101 starters here. And that's really edge. So if you're picking 97, you're really at the end of the starters. If you're a team that needs more starters, then you might want to trade out the first round and get maybe a second and a third, and then maybe a second next year that can help you. So I think that might be a possibility. So I'm putting this out there because we have to do all the trades too. And I want you guys thinking about that.
Oh no!
Timber!
He's gone.
Cat.
The cat said, "Get out of here, Alex."
The cat went like
she just came up to my.
Let's knock it over.
Hold on. You gotta get down. You're on the mic.
Let's let him get situated here.
So
Cat said, "Hey, no."
Okay. So as far as Genty goes, everyone's waiting for the big trade to spice up the draft. The question is consistently, who is coming up for what? There's 3 teams: Titans, Browns, and Giants. Stay that they're at the first 3 players. With Ward, Hunter, and Abdul Carter, which are all blue chip players. Okay. The question is, who will move up from Ashton Genty? Yes, he's a running back, but New England has no idea what they're effing doing, and the Jaguars really have no idea what they're effing doing. I think the cat's ready. He's ready with the cat.
I don't think he knows he's off camera.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. You're back. The cat is like, please let me go.
Yes. Alaski is a big fan of the Jaguars, so she wants the Jags to go all the way. All right, you can go.
So it said he could go 5th with a trade. He could go 4th with a trade, and his floor is the Bears because the Bears would not pass him up.
Okay.
All right. It said Jalen Walker. It seems to be destined to go to the Panthers. But what happens if Mason Graham is there? Do they go Graham or they go Walker? The Georgia linebacker or Mason Graham, who might be the best defensive tackle in the entire draft?
I don't know. Every mock draft I think I've ever seen has Walker going to the Panthers, whether Mason Graham's available or not.
And that's the question. What's going to happen with that? And then it says the stock is falling on James Pierce and Josh Simmons. James Pierce, the pass rusher, and Josh Simmons at Ohio State, even though he's very athletic and very capable, they say the stock is falling on him, which might be why the Bears will maybe be trading up to get Genty because they feel like they could get Josh Simmons in the second round. Anthony says Tyler Warren screams Colts to me.
He won't be there.
I agree. I don't think.
I actually saw ESPN do a first round, or no, ESPN did a first round and they had the Colts trading up to get Loveland.
Yeah, no, I've heard people saying Colston Loveland might be the best one. He might be better.
But I'm saying they might have to trade up to get Loveland though, because he might not be there where they are, which is crazy for me to think. But
oh, man, okay.
Every mock draft on that team lately has Tyler Warren going to the Jets.
Jets. No, and the only way that could change is if Members may be available.
Mm-hmm.
If Armand Members is available, I can see it changing. That's it. All right, guys. So we're gonna do 3 rounds. I want to go do all 3 rounds.
Oh boy.
With trades. Let's see if we can get through this. Make it make sense. All right. Let's see what we got. All right, we're going to get started now. You're on the clock. You got Tennessee. Who does Tennessee do? We know that, right? There's no doubt. It's Cam Ward, right?
Yeah, I think it's a done deal.
All right.
They probably already have a contract in place for all we know.
Do you disagree, Alec?
Well, I mean, I like Abdul Carter, but
no, but he's who you like, but who are they going to draft?
Yeah.
No, we're not saying who we like. We're predicting what they're
right. And then I want to predict Abdul Carter so badly, but no, Cam Ward. I mean, it's probably the most likely pick for them. So sure.
All right. Cam Ward is number first, and they said Cam Ward is consistent top overall pick of the draft. So now we got number 2, the Cleveland Browns. Where are we looking for the Cleveland Browns? Are they going Abdul Carter? Or are they going somewhere else? Travis Hunter could be the one.
I think Abdul Carter.
What about you, Mark? Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter?
I said Travis Hunter.
Because
I think the Browns have more of a need
because they re-signed
than they do edge.
I'm going to say that too.
As scary as it would be to have Myles Garrett on one side and
Abdul Carter on the other.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. But I think Travis Hunter might make more sense for Cleveland.
Nah, I'm sticking with Abdul Carter because they have to have someone else help on the other side of the line.
But who's going to play defensive back?
Don't they still have Ward or whatever his name is? They're fine. They'll be okay. There's plenty of great, solid DBs in this draft. They don't need to get him at number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but by the time they pick again, most of them will be gone. Well, not most. Well, most of them will be gone, but they're still DBs.
And he could be their top wide receiver too.
Assuming they don't trade back up to get a quarterback.
I'm going to say they're going to go Travis Hunter. I think that's what we're going to do. Even though I think that means the Giants will make sense getting Abdul Carter because he's the best player. He's the better player. In my opinion, he's the best player in the entire draft. The reason why Cleveland goes away from him is because of the foot, right? That's the only reason.
So then you know what the Giants do after getting Carter? Trade Kayvon Thibodeau.
100%.
Thibodeau then gets some more picks.
Yep. And I can see Thibodeau going somewhere else. I can see Thibodeau going to Chicago.
They can basically reset the rookie contract.
They could go. They're not going to go to Philadelphia because obviously they're not going to, and they're not going to Washington. But they can.
Oh my God! I wish so bad. Please give us Thibodeau, New York.
To terrorize forever. But yeah, I think you have to go Abdul Carter. Either way, it's one or the other.
Hey, they let Barkley go to the Eagles. Why can't they let them go to Washington?
There you go. But why not Shedeur Sanders? I mean, why not get your quarterback of the future? I mean, that's what you desperately need.
You're not wrong, but they spent
Because
all
they're
their
playing
money.
chess, my friend. They don't want a QB in this draft.
They're waiting for next year. They're looking for the next Manning.
So they want
the
a
race
next year. Got it.
It's the race to see who could be worse, the Colts or the Giants.
Oh boy.
You know what's going to be funny? They're going to be battling to suck, and then Arch Manning's going to be like, I'm going to go to school for another year.
Yeah.
And they're like, damn it, now we got to do it again.
All right, so the Patriots are on the clock. Do you guys sense a trade?
I think there's a trade here, yes.
Yeah, I could see them trading back.
Who trades up?
I can see them trading back either 1 to 3 spots behind them.
Who trades up?
But I don't think anybody 1 to 3 spots behind them is trying to trade up.
Yeah, that's the question.
I think the furthest,
the
least back they could go is probably 10th to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Bears.
Otherwise, you would think maybe Dallas.
Do that.
That's the other team I'm thinking is Dallas.
Dallas could, and that would be a Dallas thing to do.
Look
Give
at
away
that.
all the draft capital and then go get your running back.
You're giving up too much, bro.
That's it says too much.
But it's a Cowboy way. Come on now.
Let's go Dallas.
They're all in, remember?
So which one you guys want, Chicago or Dallas? What do you think?
I mean, I'd prefer Chicago personally.
I think Dallas.
Chicago's a win-win. You're angry that they get Genty. I'm happy the Cowboys don't get Genty.
Listen, trust me, I would
Let's
be
see if
happy
it
either,
makes
but, like,
sense.
the Cowboys, Jerry Jones wants to correct the mistake that he did last year. And so that's why he's like, no, I'm going to say we're not doing much this year. And then, boom, he's going to do something in the draft crazy.
All right, so we're going to do it with Dallas. We're going to do it with Dallas. I say first, so they get the 12, get the 3rd to 76, and they get next year's 2nd round pick.
Damn.
All for just the 1st rounder. Sure,
Yep.
we can do that.
Yeah. I mean, their offensive line's going to suck. Genty's going to die at work.
Exactly, and it'll be exactly what we said. All right, so now Dallas is on the clock, and
they go defensive back. Woo!
Yeah!
Screw it. Screw Genty.
all right, we got JJ going to Dallas.
Man,
right.
if that happened, I would be laughing my ass off. I'm not going to lie.
What do the Jaguars do?
Well, the Jaguars, when they get like a cornerback or a safety,
Right now, they're saying they could either go McMillan.
mm-hmm. Ooh,
Combination with BTJ.
and you got
do
2
that.
receivers, and if he works out, then you've got 2 studs.
They have a
To
tackle.
go with your quarterback, or do you go Will Campbell, who could fix your offensive line wherever you put him at? If he goes a right tackle, or you can put him at right tackle, you can put him at left guard. He might end up being a left tackle. Who knows? Do you do
I
that?
still think McMillan's worth a 5 pick. Personally.
What do you guys think? I'm gonna do
I
what you
think
guys
they
say
go
here.
Tackle.
Tackle. What do you say?
Nah, I don't really see tackle. I see them either, like you said, McMillan, or I just see them going for like a safety or a cornerback, because I know that they need that. And it makes sense at the 5
I feel
spot.
like he's just going to go the opposite of what I say for every pick here.
Well, you're a Commanders fan, so.
I'm going to say Will Campbell.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
Will
Peter,
Campbell.
I understand.
Even though I'm not, but Mason Graham makes more sense. But all the reports are saying Mason Graham is going to fall out of the top 10.
Smoke.
That means you can't take him, Brian.
All right, fine.
The Bears aren't that smart.
Will. I'm gonna say that the Jaguars take Membu. Yes, that's where we're going. Armand Membu. That's where it's going.
Oh my God!
Okay, that works.
Someone take his PC privileges away.
Yes.
Mark, get in control.
What do the Raiders do now? Genty's
They
off
go
the
Will
board.
Campbell. I thought Wimbu actually going to the Raiders.
I thought Mimbu might go to the Raiders, and that's why I think Will Campbell will probably go here.
So I think Will Campbell goes here.
Yeah, well then Will,
I think that makes more sense for them.
Or Mason Graham, geez.
Or we could have went Shedeur Sanders. That's what I think is a sneaky pick for Shedeur Sanders going to the Raiders still.
No.
We just kind of glossed over it, like, Shedeur Sanders.
No, but maybe.
Everybody,
I see the Raiders doing it, though.
So many mock drafts haven't
Tyler Warren.
Top 10, but, like, why? Like, come on.
Tyler Warren goes to the Jets. That's not a question. Tyler Warren goes to the Jets. Jalen Walker goes apparently.
Jalen Walker, yeah.
Panthers. Here,
why not?
I'm going to shock. I want to hear what you guys say. I'm going to say they go Jackson Dart.
No.
I'm going to say they go Jackson Dart. Piss people off. Isn't that the most sane thing to do?
They go Jackson Dart, but I think they trade back to do it.
No, I don't. Well, let's see here. They're a guy that they probably would want is already gone, isn't he? Will Johnson's gone, right?
You know what your pick's going to be, right, Brian? And if you don't pick him, I'm going to be mad.
I have no idea what we're going to end up doing. But I'm going to say this. How about this? This is a good place for a trade.
I think this is a trade because I think they trade back to get Jackson Dart. They can get their QB and recruit some picks.
So, because they don't have enough, right? So New Orleans has to trade, right? And they trade with the Steelers.
The Steelers, interesting.
Yes. I think
and the Steelers take Shedeur.
And Steelers take Shedeur, exactly.
Well, they're going to give up quite a bit, though. I mean, that's a top 10 pick.
I think that's what it is. So I said the first, their fourth, and a 26 second.
Yeah.
Hold on. What are all the picks that the Saints have? Let's see.
So they have the 40th, 71st, the 93rd. Nothing big.
2 fourths. They have no fifths. So then you get another fourth. Then the 2026, they're just getting an extra second.
And I think that works for them.
And I'm assuming that they already have like a second for next year as well.
Yep. They still have that too.
Okay, sure.
I think it makes sense to get out of cap hell and they actually get the guy they want. They want Jackson Dart.
They'll never get out of cap hell. Stop that. Saints never do.
They're like 38, 40 million under the caps into next year. Crazy.
Wow.
I still don't.
Counts are popping.
So there it is. Steelers made the trade, and they get Shedeur Sanders, and that's an A+.
All right. And then what are you getting?
I think this is what I didn't want, right? I didn't want Mason Graham there along with Kelvin Banks.
You're going Kelvin Banks.
If Mason Graham was there,
I just saw a mock draft earlier today where Mason Graham was available. You guys, they had you picking Kelvin Banks.
I think we go Kelvin Banks, man. I mean,
I'm
hate it.
Sorry, I'm just surprised that we had the Panthers trade when they could have got Will Johnson. That would have been just a great pick for him.
Yeah, no, but every mock draft I've seen like at least 7 of them today. Have them getting the guy out of Georgia.
Okay.
Man.
Kelvin Banks. Just Kelvin Banks.
No. F you guys. I'm going Mason Graham. He's the best player. We're going Mason Graham.
Favoritism.
You can sit there and have the best offensive line in football, basically.
No, but you won't because I think Josh Simmons gets drafted by the Bears in the second round. I think Mason Graham is the first. Then you get Josh Simmons in the second, and you get a running back in the second too. But for purposes of this draft, I'll go.
You want the guy who's sliding down draft boards because people don't think he's as good as they're saying he is? Okay.
In the second round. But whatever, we're going to go Kelvin Banks. I'm not going to hate on that. And if this happens, I want to know how fast the San Francisco 49ers race up to get Mason Graham. We just gave San Francisco Mason Graham.
Yes.
Or they go with McMillan.
No. Mason Graham.
Okay,
You're
Graham is
not gonna pass on that kind of talent that just falls out of the top 10. You just won't.
Hey, look, and McMillan, the New England Patriots,
McMillan falls to New England Patriots.
Exactly. And after they traded out,
they recouped all that draft capital.
Which they get the wide receiver they want. Yes.
Miami gets Will Johnson.
Hey, real quick. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the Patriots are now slowly becoming just the budget version of the Green Bay Packers wide receivers? Because all they got is young wide receivers, just like Green Bay does, if they got McMillan.
Yeah, but their receivers are booty.
Booty, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
I couldn't resist.
All right, so
Will Johnson
is definitely where they're going, even though they need an offensive tackle too.
Well, they're trying to trade Jalen Ramsey. So,
but they also their offensive tackle just retired. Their left tackle just retired. Even though I'm arguing this, I think they go Will Johnson, but
we'll get Simmons in a second. I don't know.
But they're all about speed. Remember, they only care about speed.
But not anymore. They're trying to get rid of Cheetah.
All their speed. Yeah. But yeah, I think they go Will Johnson.
Or do you think that they do a trade where they trade away what's his face? No, that'd probably be later. The guy that you just mentioned, literally.
I'm okay with a trade here too.
Yeah.
No,
what if the Denver Broncos trade up right here?
Yeah, because look at their picks right now. What they have 13, then they have 48 and 98.
The Broncos don't need to trade up, but Mario Hampton's going to fall right to him.
What I'm going to say is the Broncos could trade up and they go get Colston Loveland. And this is a spot where you have to, because you know if it stays the way it is, Colston Loveland's going to Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm. So I could see it happening. And then you get some good draft capital. And then you can
get your left tackle still, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Broncos trade up.
Well, then who else would you suggest them, Mark, that would trade up?
I don't think Miami's going to trade out. I think they're just going to take Will Johnson.
I could see the trade.
Okay, so I need to find a mock draft that tells me what they might end up doing.
Because, one that I've seen has them taking Genty at 13, but I was like, well, that's not happening.
Yeah, that's not going to – there's no way that's happening.
Let's just find a better trade partner because they literally just had to work super hard to get picks last year because they didn't have any. Now they're just going to start giving away the ones they have. I just don't see the Broncos do.
Why not? Just why not, Mark?
I just told you.
He just explained why.
What do you mean, why not? I just told you.
Nah.
Sean Payton took over and had no draft picks. He doesn't want to start over again with no draft picks. Especially when Omari Hampton's going to fall right to him.
So that's why I say, what is another alternative that would be a good trade partner with them? Because they do need picks. At 13, 48, 98, it's not really great.
And as I said, they still do need a
second and a third.
They still do need to figure out left tackle.
Yeah,
that's a problem too.
I told you they can get Simmons in the second.
You think that Simmons is going to be there?
I don't know. I was just trying to be you.
No, I'm going with Johnson. F it.
Sure.
I'll go with Johnson.
Yeah, I think they just go Will Johnson.
All right. Who's
and
chopping block?
Then we go ahead and say Colston Loveland still ends up with Indianapolis.
Loveland to the Colts.
All right. So now where's Atlanta go?
Mike Green.
Am I
okay with Mike Green?
15 and 46.
Yep.
Do they not have anything else?
Nope. And I think they trade somebody here today.
Yeah.
Do you guys think the trade happens today?
They have to. Like, you have no draft capital, and that's terrible.
What do you think, Mark? Do they trade?
Because if
Does
they don't
Kirk Cousins go somewhere?
I think Kirk Cousins will probably get traded. But I think they take Mike Green here.
Who else needs a quarterback at this point? The Raiders do, right?
No, the Raiders have their quarterback and they got him signed.
Oh, never mind.
So I think Mike Green goes here. I agree. Where do the Cardinals do?
Come here then, silly.
Do you think Michael Williams goes to Cardinals?
I've seen Barron more than. Oh, Michael Williams is still there?
Yeah, Michael Williams, I think, goes here.
I've seen Jahad Barron there. Or the Cardinals really like Barron.
Though. I mean, I've not been too impressed with the Cardinals D line so long.
And okay.
Feel bad for the guy.
I mean, they're right there. It's Michael Williams or Jahad Barron. So I mean, neither one of you guys are wrong or reaching at any way or shape or form.
No, of course not. Of course not.
That's all a mock draft when we got Shamir Stewart. Explain that to me.
Hey, maybe.
Anything can happen.
Right now, I'm looking at their number one need is edge. And Michael Williams might be the number one edge besides.
But when did the Cardinals ever go number one need in the draft in the first round?
I mean, they have 6 positions above cornerback.
You're not wrong. Well, QB's one of them, but I don't think they need to draft a QB in the first round.
I agree.
I don't think they need a tight end. They got McBride.
Well, I do.
Kicker is obviously not going in the first round.
But D lineman, offensive tackle, your edge rusher, inside.
So I think you can put corner ahead of those.
Cookie.
I think center makes more sense, but I think Michael Williams still goes Cardinals.
You sure he doesn't go like 1, 2, 3, 4? Like he goes top, bottom, top, bottom.
It could.
I could see edge, corner, DL, wide receiver, line, linebacker before I could see, QB and tight end and kicker being over corner.
We haven't seen the first linebacker be taken yet. Not that they need one.
Well, they actually don't have a linebacker. You say that.
They don't.
Now, the consensus is Kazir White will sign with them eventually, but it hasn't happened yet. They technically don't have a linebacker roster.
Oh, well, then that's the case. Hey, I'm just sorry.
I still think Michael Williams, guys. I'm telling you, I think he's there.
I mean, it's not
go with him then.
I don't think it's a bad answer, like you said. I've just been seeing a lot of Barron going to
because they have Michael Williams going to Atlanta in a lot of places.
No, I've seen Mike Green going to Atlanta most of them.
I have 3 of them.
You're not gonna tell me if Mike Green is available, they wouldn't go Mike Green.
What about Ibuka? Would you think if they go Ibuka?
I'd give her a stick.
She already had one.
You don't think Emeka Ibuka right here too? That could happen.
No.
Ibuka.
I mean, that's just Jahad Barron be the same thing. They're both cornerback, wide receiver. I think
if your top need is edge rusher and the 14th ranked player is edge rusher
right
and
there.
is available at 16,
you go get him.
I don't think you can pass him.
I agree. That's where it is. Now for the Bengals.
Now this is where I see. This is weird. This is either Jahad Campbell or Shamir Stewart.
You don't think Derek Harmon might be?
No, because they have an edge rusher and a linebacker who both won out, so they got to replace one of them.
No, Jahad Campbell, I could see.
Campbell makes a lot of sense too. I'm not arguing with that either.
Because that defense was so.
That's what I said. I said Shamir Stewart or Jahad Campbell here.
Mm-hmm. Both would make sense.
So
actually, I'm more leaning towards Stewart just because of their current situation with their D line.
Mm-hmm.
Hubbard did just retire. Who knows what they're doing with him?
And then you know what the hell they're doing with exactly Hendrickson. I think Stewart's the answer, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't want him to go to the Commanders, but that's fine. That's fine.
Hey, I get screwed, you get screwed.
That's fine.
I have yet to be screwed, so I'm happy as I can.
We haven't got to your team yet.
Yeah, we'll find a way. We'll find a way.
Well, I hope you didn't watch the show that we did like 2
champions.
weeks ago where we did mock draft 2.0.
Oh, which was so good for you.
We got you like 3 A+. I was like, I hate my life.
You
All
know,
right.
I got myself a B+. We had like the worst pick ever for my team, for my own team.
All right. For Seattle Seahawks, I know exactly what I think they're going to get.
Luka.
I think they go Gray Zabel.
Oh yeah, Zabel. Yeah, you're right.
I think Zabel goes here. They need inside offensive lineman.
Well,
He can play every position.
Yeah, look, they need any kind of offensive line help.
Yeah, and I don't think Josh Simmons is going in the first round, so that means Gray Zabel's the dude. Everyone okay with that?
Gray Zabel, he's the dude.
Sure, why not?
Okay. And now the Buccaneers. Yeah. I think Jahad Campbell goes here 100%.
Yep.
Because then you have Levante David's replacement over.
No love for Matthew Golden yet. That's crazy.
No.
Matter of fact, I still don't think he goes here.
That's where
Amarian Campbell goes in.
Hampton.
No, Hampton. Campbell.
Amarian
Hampton.
Actually, the mock draft I saw today had us taking Matthew Golden. I don't know how I feel about that.
He might end up being there. All right. So you have the Saints.
I have a feeling he'll be there, but I'm like, I feel like we need so much help on defense.
Getting close.
The Saints are going to Jackson Dart.
Yes, they are. This is where Jackson Dart goes.
Okay. So now where do the Chargers go?
So do Chargers need a wide receiver? If so, Matthew Golden's right there. Then they have someone to accompany Lad McConkey. Unless they need a running back, which I don't think they inherently.
No, they don't reach for a running back here. No. I think Matthew Golden is a good spot, guys. This makes a lot of sense here.
Mm-hmm. You need your top 7 QB in the league to just go out there and get him some weapons. He needs the weapons.
What about you, Mark? What you thinking?
I agree. You want to get him weapons, but I don't know. Matthew Golden, isn't he just? They already have Lad McConkey.
Yeah, but
Golden's faster, I suppose. But
yep, and he can play.
Go ahead, Brian.
I think he could play inside, and then you get 2 old guys on the outside.
You don't need them inside. They have Conkey on the inside.
But I'm saying that they go 2 more scat type of receivers, and they go 4 wide instead of going with a tight end.
They
would like to go
Golden
tight end.
and McConkey.
I can see trips happen.
I don't think McConkey will succeed on the outside. You have to keep McConkey on the inside.
That's what I'm saying. You put them on the inside, both of them in the inside, and then you go Mike Wills on one outside on one side, and
Droppy McDropperson on the other side. Yeah.
No. I said, what's his name that he signed with the Bears last year?
What?
Wide receiver that signed with the Bears last year.
He's not signed to them yet, though. He didn't sign.
Yes, I think that they signed. What's his name? Why am I on?
Well, then if they're signing Keenan Allen, they don't need Golden.
Keenan Allen. Yeah, Keenan Allen.
You're still going to give Droppy McDropperson a chance. You're not going to drop him to 5 on the depth chart.
You could.
No.
All right, so if
Harbaugh believes in him, okay?
Do you think which one? Do you think Matthew Golden or did you go Jahdae Barron here?
Matthew Golden. Mark can disagree, but by committee, Matthew Golden.
Somebody from Texas.
Oh, no way.
We're going Matthew Golden. Now Green Bay. I know Ibuka's going here. That's just, it makes too much sense.
You don't want Barron?
Barron's right there. And they need to replace that year.
They could. And that's the number 1 need.
Hey, he's been falling,
No, we gotta go Jahdae Barron. I think that's an A+ pick for them, and it just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So this has to be a trade, right?
I agree.
Yep.
But who do they trade with?
Obviously to the Green Bay, so that way they can get their wide receiver, I kid.
So Minnesota. Who jumps back up into the first round?
See, this is way too high for
I have my
to
answer.
get one of those quarterbacks to get a 5th year option.
Is it?
So this has to be somebody who wants Harmon, Starks, maybe even Josh Simmons.
Why wouldn't because I'm not sure if he would still be there, but why not Buffalo? Don't they need a wide receiver? They could always trade up, get Mbuka, and they wouldn't be trading too much away.
Not only they need to trade up to get Mbuka.
I think he could fall to them.
Yeah, I think Mbuka might not even go in the first round. So
Shame.
So who is trading up to get somebody?
The Commanders. No, I'm kidding.
There's no one. If there's a defensive end there, I would say the Commanders, but there's no defensive end there.
Tennessee, so they can get Simmons.
This is Tennessee's what I was thinking, but not Simmons.
No, why not Simmons?
In my opinion, but they don't have enough. That's not enough. Well, I guess you could go. What you think? This?
Why does it have to be this draft? You could give up next year too.
Oh God,
I like that. I
would
like
be
that.
horrible.
Why don't you give up
Great for Vikings, but horrible for Tennessee.
Why not a second this year and a third next year?
So second and third.
See, boom.
Do not approve, Bella. I know.
So the Vikings get another second,
And they get a third next year.
and they get a third. I mean, I'm sure they. Yeah, I don't know if the.
You had dinner. You still hungry?
I mean, granted, it's a high second.
Yeah, I think we.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with it.
Unless they trade back again.
So now Tennessee comes in and tries to get their left tackle. Is this where Josh Simmons goes?
Damn, that's a shame
He's at the
for
top.
Houston.
Or does Josh Connolly jump in front of him?
No, I think
No.
Simmons goes.
I mean, I think Connery could end up being a better prop overall, but I don't think that they will realize that.
So which one?
Well, you guys mentioned Josh Simmons, so if they are going to trade for it, they probably would get Simmons.
I like Imawari. I think they trade back up and you get Imawari.
They do need a safety. I was just looking at their needs.
And that's where I would see him going.
Sure. Why not?
You would go Minori over Starks?
Yeah.
That's the question. Starks is rated higher.
Yeah.
You tell me, guys.
It all comes down to who they value more for what would fit better for their scheme and what they need. Both are quality safeties. I don't remember on top of my head how often they use a safety in the box or how often they use man coverage versus zone coverage. So I can't really answer from that perspective. But I would say we just go for probably the best guy available. Which,
Or do they go with Buka?
Mbuka?
I'm gonna get your quarterback and your wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
I know they have Ridley, but
no,
I know they're trying to trade Burks.
no.
I don't know who else they have on their roster.
Here's why they shouldn't go wide receiver, because they just gave up a lot, according to our mock, a lot of draft capital just to get a wide receiver that we also just said that might not even be in the first round. That just seems like a bit of a reach then, if that's the case. You go with Starks, you go with Nick. That would be the
We just said that Buffalo might take him. And this way they have the 5th-year option with them.
So you guys tell me what to do.
Well, I'd say it's Nick or Starks because it's an important need for them.
Let's go Starks. Okay. All right. So now Houston is on the clock. Josh Simmons goes to Houston.
Exactly. Has to. Oh, this is looking great for my team.
So now the Rams are here, right?
Oh, don't worry. Our mock draft, we got you Derek Harmon. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll succeed again.
It's gonna happen again, you know.
Does Ibuka go to the Rams?
Ooh, why not? Oh no, never mind. He's already gone.
Maxwell Harrison go to the Rams?
Maybe.
Derek Harmon go to the Rams, who already have a defensive line. Unbelievable.
True. Yeah, no, they're you can never have too many
D-line pieces. Aaron Donald, the best defensive tackle / and ever retires. Oh, don't worry. Our defensive line's still amazing.
There's a couple good defensive linemen. Actually, there's like 2 or 3 that are still really solid that could go in the first round.
All right, so in front of Baltimore, how much did they go Ibuka?
Well, they do need a wide receiver, so that wouldn't be bad. That would suck for the Bills. Maybe this is where the Bills trade up just to get Ibuka.
Rams not going to let him go.
Or do they go Hairston?
They can go Hairston.
I mean, they could always use the help.
So you guys, there's one again. You choose. Tell me which one.
I'm going to say Hairston.
What about you, Mark?
Go Hairston.
All right, Hairston it is.
It's the biggest need.
All right, so now what do the Baltimore Ravens do?
Ooh, let's see who's still left on the board and what. Remind me what their team needs are. So their needs are
edge, inside
off the top
line,
right there where it says Baltimore team needs.
Yeah.
Quarterback,
just
corner, edge, inside offensive lineman.
Realistically, again, they could very well. They could get someone that's an edge, but really
he calls up his brother and is like, "Hey, how good's this Grant kid?"
But you know,
you can. Yeah. Or Grant makes a lot of sense.
They really want to.
You guys tell me, or does he go? Do they go Booker? Do they go Tyler Booker?
Or do they get Imawari and just dominate in the safety position?
They could.
I don't think they go James Pierce because that guy's falling on everybody's board.
It's either that or they trade back a little bit. Booker would also make a lot of sense.
I think Tyler Booker makes a lot of sense for them right now.
Yeah.
Especially with the running backs they got and the quarterback they got. Tyler Booker makes a lot of sense.
Can you give her like a little treat? Just a small one.
What do you think?
What's under Booker? What do we got?
Is it Raccoon? Yeah.
But no, I think, like I said, either they trade or Booker. So,
but who do they trade with? Who wants to come up and get these guys?
I think they go Booker.
I keep saying, well, actually, hold on. What did the Steelers say? Oh, no, actually, no, the Steelers are fine. They already got their wide receiver. I was going to think, hey, they just got their quarterback. Why not get their wide receiver? But no, they already got a couple wide receivers.
They got 2 wide receivers.
I like Kenneth Grant. Final answer.
Kenneth Grant?
Makes a lot of sense for them.
Or Walter Nolan.
That's not their lead. That's not their need. Their need is edge.
Oh, that's offensive line. Sorry.
Yeah, inside offensive lineman.
Sorry, that is his line. So, yeah, Booker would be.
And he's a run blocking type of guard.
You better buy her more.
All right. I'm going Tyler Booker. I'm executive decision. Tyler Booker.
Tyler Booker then. Yeah, let's keep her going.
I'm going to go Walter Nolan or Derek Harmon. Derek Harmon goes to the Lions.
Yep. I agree with that. Commanders don't need an edge.
Who do you want, Mark?
There's nobody here that you want. Come on now. Get a safety.
I think you go with James Pierce here, but you tell me what you want.
Wow, why is corner so low? What do they know that I don't?
Do you want a corner?
You have 2 corners. I don't know. I mean, we did have addition by subtraction, by getting rid of what's his name because he sucked.
The one that gives up all the problems, all the touchdowns.
There's
Actually,
nothing to trade.
I think Eamon Warwick goes here, but it's up to you.
It's hard to go against it. Not gonna lie.
I think Eamon Warren would
Third.
make sense. Get your safety.
Get your safety. He's a
I
hard.
definitely don't need
You don't need D-line.
any of the top two guys. The last thing I need is another defensive lineman. I have like 15 of them on the roster.
That's true.
Get your safety.
I think Eamon Warwick goes here, man.
All right, getting him a worry. I'll take him.
Yeah, he might be a star, man.
Okay, now they get the wide receiver. Get it done with.
I mean, there's Ibuka. Yeah, I can see Ibuka going here. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Josh Connolly.
No.
Yeah, 100% they go Connerly. That's it. I mean, there's no question.
You did
They
that
go
on
Connerly.
purpose. Get out of here.
You know the Chiefs are in front of you. You're never getting the best offensive tackle.
You got James Pierce. Shut up.
Exactly. You end up with James Pierce again.
You get James Pierce, you're fine.
Again.
Unless you want to get Kenneth Grant to replace what's his name.
It's up to you. You have Walter Nolan there too.
I mean, I don't know how much you like to have 5 defensive tackles that are Pro Bowlers.
Yeah, no. So we could definitely again. Okay, so for my team, the defending Super Bowl champions, if I might add, the Philadelphia Eagles, squashing people in the playoffs like it's nothing. I think that truthfully, they either have to go edge here or that they just trade back a little bit. You know, they trade
Someone
back.
has to want to trade up.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way we made this draft pan out, no one's really going to trade up at this point.
Yeah, no one wants. I think you go edge rusher, and I think you go.
Nobody
Donovan.
we have left is worth trading up for. Let's put it that way.
I think you go Donovan right here.
So why would you say Donovan over James Pierce?
I think he was great in the draft process. He had impressive workouts. You were at his workout in Boston College, and literally how Boston and Philadelphia is not too far. I think that he's a good addition, especially with the loss of Josh Sweat.
I don't know what happened with James Pierce, but that dude is falling hard. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's not a first rounder. I think he's a second rounder.
Like he exploded out of nowhere from the combine, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if his
when people look at the game tape, they look at his game tape and realize he hasn't performed.
I was like, damn, I just keep seeing him ball.
So yeah, I think you go that way, but it's up to you.
Well, it's funny that it says our team needs a safety. Well, we did trade away.
Well, it's edge first, and then safety, and then wide receiver.
Yeah, because I know we were looking at the Penn State safety, Kevin
Bird.
I know we were looking at him, but that might be a little bit later of a pick. Like
That's much later.
Yeah. Well, I guess while on the
never
clock,
turned down the pass rusher. He's the best pass rusher, so I think that's where you should go.
That's true. The defending Eagles Super Bowl champion select Donovan.
All right, we're gonna need to go a lot faster with these picks. We've been doing this for almost
50
minutes on the first round.
We're going Donovan. That's it.
Just saying, we're gonna be here till like midnight or 1 a.m. at this point.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it right here. James Pierce goes it's the first pick of the second round.
Sure. Walter Nolan. Not Kenneth Grant.
Now I'm going to say Walter Nolan goes to the Giants. They now have the edge and the defensive line, the defensive tackle to go with the other defensive tackle. I think they go there.
So that way they can
And
win.
their other edges.
Who's the other edge? Is that you asking me?
No. Well,
They
no.
have Burns, Thibodeau,
Yeah, that's
Carter.
Yeah, no. I mean, they obviously alignment would also make sense. Just for them to win 3 games, that's crazy.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
You think they want to win more than 3 games?
You know what? They probably want to get Archie Manning next year. That's probably what they're banking off of.
Oh, you finally got that?
I think, but then you go ahead and get your defensive tackle. I mean, you have Brian Burns at the end, right? You have Thibodeau. You could trade. Who you could trade? I think they go Walter Nolan right here.
Sure. Ooh, Luther Burton still there.
Now Minnesota has traded back, right? And they still end up with Kendrick Grant, who they could have gotten in the first round.
So there you go. Then they pick Kenneth Grant, and they just slap themselves on the back. Pat themselves on the back.
The funny thing is, they went back how many spots, but yet they really
got the same player they would have got anyway.
Well, they also didn't gain any picks either. They still have the 2.
No, then they got a second rounder, or is it?
Well, yeah, but they gave up their
next
first, and they got a third
for next year. Yeah, next year. Terrible. All right. With that being said, with that being done, guess who doesn't get that defensive lineman?
Mm-hmm.
But Luther Burden is looking you right in the face. Do they go Luther Burden?
I would not hate that. I still think that they need a cornerback, but I wouldn't hate that.
Siobhan Ravel is there, and he is a first-round talent. He has a great story.
I would be happy to see Siobhan go to the Jaguars. So would Alasky.
What do you think, Mark? No. Yes, no, Ravel or Burden?
Why not Amos?
I mean, yeah, Amos makes a lot of sense. I just think Burden Ravel is a better story. That I think I have him higher, but it's up to you.
I don't know. Yeah, go Burden. That's fine.
All right.
They do need a receiver.
We got one.
All right, so now we got the Raiders.
So is this where a running back finally gets picked by them?
I think that makes a lot of sense. Where you go?
It's funny. I saw the mock draft today where 3 running backs won the first round.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that happens. But I think Henderson goes to the Raiders. I want him. I want him very bad. I think he goes to the Raiders.
Then he needs to go to the Raiders. Okay.
It's funny. Henderson's great.
But I think that's great.
I like the other guy more though. That's in Ohio State. I like him more than Henderson.
Hey, do you guys know who Mason Taylor is? It's Jason Taylor's son.
Really is?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize that.
And that's Zach Thomas's nephew.
Of course, it was Jason Taylor's son, yeah.
But he married Zach Thomas's sister.
Wow.
The linebacker.
Wow.
And then somehow he managed to be on defense or on offense. Only one of the best linebackers and best defensive linemen.
See, Patriots are on that block.
So what do the Patriots do then?
Well, they could always.
Donovan Jackson makes a lot of sense here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Donovan Jackson, who is top, makes a lot of sense here.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Do it.
Final answer.
All right, Bears.
All right, get your guy. I already know who you want.
I don't even know who I want anymore, man.
Come on.
I don't want nobody now. Stupid people.
Mason Taylor.
Why not get?
This is what I thought we were going to draft him.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I go off the tackle in the first round if I thought he's been here for all this stuff?
Yeah, for Watts.
I think Judkins is early, but
it's Judkins. Come on now.
I like Judkins, but I'm going to go this way.
I love Judkins.
What up, Kadone?
Donnie, how you doing?
Yeah, I was going to take Bo Callahan.
I went Nick Skirton for it. All right, Saints, what do?
They really needed a offensive line.
They needed everything.
Yeah, but
there we got their supposed QB of the future. Who they got at cornerback? I forget because the Saints haven't really been much.
I mean, I don't know who they actually have. I think about it.
No, we missed the Giants pick. They should have gotten Jalen Monroe.
I mean, nah, they wouldn't go 2 QBs. That'd be ludicrous. But
I think I know where he's going. I do think he's going to go in the second round, though.
I think Siobhan would be great for them, but I also think that they really need their offensive line help.
Yep, they do.
They really do.
And the guy I wanted is still here. I'm telling you, he's going to be a star.
Well, then you know what? Give it to the Saints. It's not a division rival, and of course, like I said, they need.
He's going to be a star. I really think so.
Offensive line last year. So yes,
no, I get you. Everything in me says that I want one running back.
So
but everything I hear is that Caleb Johnson makes more sense there.
But see,
I'm going Junkins. Junkins.
You should go Junkins.
If you weren't, I was going to smack you.
You have to be real fast to do that. I think Jalen Monroe goes here.
To the Jets?
To the Jets.
Oh, poor guy's going to ruin his career. That's a shame.
Well, I think because Justin Fields is there, I think that you could go ahead.
Justin Fields will be ecstatic.
He'll be so pissed off. But him being the dangerous runner, that actually might be better for Justin to have a guy who's a runner behind him, a very similar type of quarterback that he can outthrow.
Sure. Let's go ahead and do it.
Because I don't see another offensive tackle that's there that we even think about taking. Mason Taylor's interesting.
They already got Tyler Warren. Come on.
Yeah,
let's just have all tight ends for the Jets.
Yeah, there you go.
Another candy stone.
Trade bait.
Taylor Warren goes.
All right,
Kadani. Who does your team grab? You already got Mason Graham, which is an unbelievable pick for you. Who do you get next? Who do you guys think they go?
Well, apparently they got to go corner because, good Lord.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say
Higgins
Amos is still there.
Trey Amos makes a lot of sense.
Or Shavon Reveal Jr.
I like that.
him.
I like Reveal going here.
Casually helping the dysfunctional 49ers right
Higgins makes more sense. I mean, Stever's the third one down.
So
Warner's way down there.
But I also think that they could wait a little bit longer for that.
What's their next pick? 9 to 75. So they got to get wide receiver. They got to get him now.
They could always trade up later to get their wide receiver.
I think this is Jaden Higgins right here.
Man.
Why don't we see you pick 100? I thought we were only doing 3 rounds.
We are.
3. Yeah, there's 3 rounds. All right. Ashton, what do the Cowboys do? Maybe I should do this one because you guys screw them over.
Kicker. They need a kicker desperately. Give them a kicker.
He said, Mason Graham, whoa, man, maybe a linebacker or a corner because they're going to have Leonard and Green at the top 2. Maybe take a nickel, but can be a potential Greenlaw replacement.
Yeah.
Well, we got you a receiver.
Because I thought receiver would go here. That's what I was like, but you guys.
Yeah, no, actually, they would.
Could this be where Taylor goes?
Yeah, I think Mason Taylor goes there.
Yeah, actually Taylor.
And Joy Taylor would be all happy about Mason Taylor going here. Mason Taylor. All right, there we go. So now Indianapolis, who had Colston Loveland, just like everyone else, needs edges, safety, and cornerback. Well, you can choose your cornerback you want.
Both are great steals here, in my opinion. Both are great steals. I personally prefer Rebel more, but that's just me.
Yeah, but this is the Colts. They're going to go
Mississippi.
Amos,
sir. And then with their last pick of the draft, do they trade it away and try to get more?
I think they go Schwarzenegger. I've seen him multiple times going to Atlanta.
Get your edge and get your linebacker basically squared away.
Yep.
I heard a lot of people really like questions are.
Yeah.
So just and UCLA actually makes some pretty good linebackers. If you look at the history of it, they actually do produce some of the finest linebackers.
I agree.
Okay,
The defensive line. This is where Tyleik Williams goes.
Yep, Tyleik Williams. So you got 2 Williams. All right. Oh, they could have gotten their guy.
Look at that. They have both cornerbacks here instead of going Will Johnson.
See,
they have 3 cornerbacks here.
Earlier that they could have. Oh, man. Well, hey, why not get both of them? Sure up that you have the defense. Why not? Trade away every other guy who's old.
I don't know. Where you guys go? Miami.
Great question.
Yeah, and I wouldn't hate them if they got another corner.
I'm gonna go corner. I think Ravel goes here.
Yeah,
I think Ravel goes here. I don't think he goes out of the top 50. He's too high rated of a player. I'm gonna go Ravel.
All right. Would it be too high to get Landon Jackson? But then again, they already got Sherman, so I guess they don't need Landon. But he's just such a good piece overall. He really is.
I think they go Darius Alexander.
All right, I like it. Darius Alexander. Let's go.
Yeah. Well,
that makes too much sense for them.
Where did Walker from Georgia go? It's a great question.
Arizona, right?
No.
He went to Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah. Carolina. Okay.
Corner.
Definitely.
Corner.
Benjamin Morris goes here. Perfect. It's literally perfect position for them. All right, where we go here? TJ Sanders makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Harris was a third wide receiver.
Personally, I like Noel a little bit more, but that's just me.
All right, we're in reach territory here.
We are definitely, yeah. You just go Landon Jackson, right? You just go land. Yeah. You go with the best available, player that makes sense for your needs.
It's either that or Watts.
Well,
Watts also is higher on their ranking.
Watts would probably make more sense, because I do think Landon Johnson is just such a good, solid piece all around. It may take a year or two in the NFL before he really gets going, but I actually like him.
Okay. Well, Seattle's back on the clock again.
Yeah, they absolutely could. Oh man, is there no
talk about Landon Jackson? I'm sorry. It's not a reach.
It's not. Technically, it's right in that wheelhouse. So, yeah, no.
All right.
Where did Nick Imawari go? Where do we have Nick Imawari?
Wasn't that Washington?
I think we had Washington get drafted.
That's a safety, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he went to Washington.
Yep.
We drafted him, Anthony.
You're welcome, Anthony.
Because there was nothing else there.
How many QBs were taken already? Because I know Ward, Sanders, Milroe, Dart. We're the talk of the ESPN draft. Isn't there Tyler something from Louisville?
Yeah, we have 4 quarterbacks off the board.
We have all 4 of those. Those 4 quarterbacks are off the board.
Are gone already.
Yep.
All right, so
I'm telling you, don't be shocked if that Tyler guy from Louisville goes ahead of Shedeur. Just
so why not?
I think Pittsburgh still gets something if they do. They're not going to not get him.
So who will it see? So they need safety. They need wide receiver. Really?
I think they go Caleb Johnson here.
No.
I was thinking Jonah.
Yeah.
No.
Jonah.
Jonah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Caleb Johnson, but then we got Bucky Irving.
No, I was sitting there thinking of Pittsburgh.
That's where the Ohio State guy goes.
I was starting Pittsburgh. That's why. Yeah. Tumatoa. There we go. I hate him. Another Ohio. Green Bay. I hate you so much.
Okay.
Is there a tight end left?
Thomas wouldn't be bad. I'm not sure what tight ends are left.
No,
There's
not
another decent
really.
one, isn't there?
Yeah. It's more like
I mean, they don't have another pick for another 30 picks. So.
I think they go Caleb Johnson here. I think this is where the running back goes.
They don't need a running back. Look how far down it is.
Yes, they do need a running back.
Oh, I know. Look how far down it is. They need a corner. You should get Thomas before you get him.
Who's their running back though?
Najee Harris.
Fuck Najee Harris. Oh my god, it's terrible. But you probably.
Hey man, we're not deciding.
But look how far we go tight end. We have to go to 64. That's reach.
Yeah, don't go right. I think they go corner here.
Corner. Well, that's not reach because Isaiah Thomas makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they go Thomas.
Yep.
Okay. That's a really good pick.
I agree. It's an A.
And then that messes up our pick for Buffalo because I really thought cornerback would be Buffalo right there.
Well, they also could benefit from edge or no. Sanders wouldn't be too terrible.
Edge or D line.
I mean, they can't really go wrong here, I guess. Well, let me think. Last year, did they have any edges that exceeded 10 sacks? I don't think so.
Well, they had Von Miller, and I believe
they have Von Miller.
And then they have Joey Bosa.
Yeah, but they need
to have Joey Bosa now, but only one side, right? That's only one side, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too big a fan of Joey. And Vaughn has gotten to the point where I
think Princely makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
Princely makes a lot of sense.
That's it.
All right. So the Panthers got Jalen Walker. They're definitely not going running back.
Nope. Every screwed the
Arroyo or Darian Porter.
It's not too bad of a pick to get your tight end now, actually. I would be fine with that. Plus the U. Let's go.
I think so. What do you think, Mark?
I'm okay with Arroyo.
Yeah, it's not too much of a reach anyways.
All right.
Now, how about these guys? Do they decide to go wide receiver after?
Yeah, they go Trey Harris.
That's been happening.
This is Trey Harris.
For sure.
Yeah, no, come on now. What about you, chat? What do you think, chat? We'll be here for 3 hours, chat.
Said, did Detroit take another wide receiver in the first round like they did 3 years straight? Back in the McMillan days? They surely did not. They took a great defensive tackle, and it fell right in their lap. All right, so Baltimore Ravens. I think they go Jack Sawyer.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
I like it.
Go ahead.
Mr. Jack Sawyer.
That was an A+ pick, guys.
Yeah,
sure was.
Makes sense.
So Derek Harmon
went
first.
There you go, Swinson.
And I've seen a lot of mock drafts that have Swinson being going to Detroit.
Yeah, that's like a
like it.
Yeah, no. Let's do Swinson.
Okay.
Yes, he fell to me. Let's go.
Who?
Give me that Iowa running back.
All right.
Iowa running back.
That's why he was saying no.
Give me Caleb Johnson.
No.
Oh, Lord.
Woohoo!
I
got 2 A's. Way better than the last draft.
Mark, let's just hope that this one doesn't get shot in the leg, okay?
Wow. Okay.
He's still good. He still did good. So
that's like the 49ers getting a receiver and going, I hope he doesn't get shot in the chest.
all right. Do we go Porter or T.J. Sanders? Which I think we go T.J. Sanders because he's a better pick.
TJ.
Yes. Send it.
Okay. All right.
Kansas City.
Rutledge is right there, but you don't need. You do need him because you lost Tooney.
Yeah, I think you go.
But you could always get Alfred Collins.
Yeah, but defensive line is like they don't need. It's not a huge need. They lost all their offensive linemen.
Well,
yeah, imagine being able to retool just like that.
And that's an A+.
All right. No, Eagles.
Where do you guys go?
Alfred Collins.
No. Well, actually,
you got to replace Williams.
The Eagles said today, I believe it was today, that they're not going to take the fifth-year option for who's that guy? I can't remember his name right now. Guy from formerly the Commanders. Jalen Dotson, that's who.
Jahan Dotson.
Jahan Dotson.
Or Jahan Dotson, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't just so you're getting Noel?
I mean, it wouldn't be a terrible idea. I mean, what other safeties are even left? Like,
go Noel. That makes sense. Go Noel.
Yeah. The defending champions will go Noel, A+ pick.
And that allows Darian Porter to fall right to the Giants.
Okay. Oh, damn. Kansas City's got another pick here? Oh, boy.
Yep.
Collins is right there. And we're butt there.
Man, we got all the way to the third round.
Yeah.
And Tyler Sourdough's still there.
Do they go running back?
I feel like other teams could go running.
So they don't want to pay for anyone, and Scatterbo's here.
Scatterboo.
He's here.
He is really efficient at breaking tackles. Doesn't have the
really high though.
And that helps out their running back. I mean, it helps them out overall.
Honestly, that wouldn't be terrible because then it's like a 1-2 punch, because that guy is just a bruiser back. That's all he is.
So, what do you guys say?
I'm going to go safety.
Safety? Kevin Winston Jr. is going there?
I see either lineman or I can see him going running back. Like D-line or a running back. That's what I truly think.
Safety is a lot higher than D-line. Although, I mean, I guess Alfred Collins is right there.
He is right there. Yeah, I think Alfred Collins makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Oh, no. I got Bet Beach somehow went to Las Vegas. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, well.
How'd that happen?
I hit it on accident twice.
No, it was an A. It's fine.
And it was an A. It worked out exactly what
they need a receiver, so it's all great.
All right, let's see. Pat's on the clock. They got a wide receiver.
There's one player I do not want Kansas City to get, guys. Respect the dude so much. Maybe my team takes him. I'm sure Kyle Shanahan or his RB coach, Bobby Jr., would love him. CMC mentoring him. Sheesh.
Yeah. I mean, it makes too much sense, unfortunately. All right. So now we're back to the Patriots.
I think he's talking about Scatterbo.
Scatterbo, yeah. I'm sorry. But right now, Wyatt Millam is their offensive tackle. I know you guys think it's a reach. I don't know if he's a reach, but they could get him later in the round. So I guess you don't have to get him right now. So who is the best available? We already got a wide receiver. That's a lineman. Jordan Burch is here.
Yeah. I'm fine with that one, honestly.
Okay.
Now do they finally get their cornerback? Oh, no, wait, no. There's no one left, is there?
I think they go Shamar Turner.
Yeah. Just saying, screw game corners and safeties, right? Go ahead.
That's an A+.
Yeah, no, that one, that's a good pick.
So now I think
Alec
Ayamainer goes to the Saints.
Sure.
Man, we are sucking on the Saints. BB.
Well, it also makes sense.
The Bears.
Oh, shocker that there's
Andrew?
A's and A pluses.
Yeah,
Do we get Andrew? Or do you get Winston Jr.?
Winston because we've seen him. Yeah, probably Winston because we've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Edge, offensive tackle, running back. Yeah, safety just makes sense here.
Yeah, because you need a. So yeah, no, this is going once again a great draft for the Bears.
All right, the Jets. Jets.
Last place.
This where Andrew goes.
I think. Ooh, Andrew could. I like Omar Nolan. Defensive lineman, which is the second need.
Yeah, we can go.
The second need is right
go
there.
With Omar Norman Lott.
Sure.
It's another A.
But he won't have a high enough Madden rating. Come on now.
Where do we go for the Carolina Panthers?
Knight.
Demetrius Knight. Oh, there. Yeah. Linebacker. You guys agree with linebacker?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Now we're blazing through this. Yep, there you
go. All right, San Francisco.
What position group do you all think is the strongest? Defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle is it's not even close. It's not.
Where
close.
It doesn't matter what round the position is picked, they'll be solid if not picked. Defensive
the
tackle.
Whole D line this year is so nice. Actually,
all right, all
right, Kadani, where we going?
Where do your San Francisco 49ers go?
You want Marcus and Bo?
No, I think they go. Yeah,
no.
Wyatt. I think Wyatt, or they go Josiah Stewart, who from Michigan had a great year. Defensive end, edge rusher.
The floor is yours. So
I'm gonna go Wyatt Millian.
Dude.
Because either linebacker or offensive line, really.
It's an A+.
Linebacker or offensive line.
That was an A+.
The knowledge.
All right.
Who's next? Patriots?
Yep.
Not having a bad draft?
Just kidding.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
Long snapper. What kind of long snapper? I'm just kidding.
I like Harold Fannin Jr. I think this is a great pick for them right here. I know you don't think tight ends is a need. I'm telling you, he is a playmaker and he works for them.
Hey, that's just down the street from me, Bowling Green. Yeah, works for me.
They do need D-line help.
Dominic Cooney
and they follow it up.
Third round
Scatterbo. Cameron Scatterbo is the who follows up with it.
I still think D-line, but sure, if you want to do Scatterbo.
Yeah, but what D-lineman you want to get?
Farmer.
Farmer? Ooh. Man, it makes sense too.
I mean, it's literally
or
it was
you go Ozzy.
I
think that Farmer makes sense. Or I mean, you said Ozzy's right there. He's off the tackle.
Ozzy's not bad, and they do need a tackle. They might just say,
"Let's go tackle. Let's go
Ozzy
tackle."
Moore. Yeah,
let's go tackle.
That was a.
They did not like
it
was an A.
It was an A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They didn't like that tight end pick. Yeah. Cardinals. You have A+ for all their picks.
Mbow.
I know, right? Yeah, Marcus Mbow. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just an A. Darn, not an A+.
This is where I think Josiah Stewart goes.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No, they desperately need an edge. So that's such a great game. That's a steal.
This is where Andrew goes.
Sure.
100%. That makes sense.
That's a great pick.
This is where Wilson goes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure.
A
What is
plus.
A plus, right? That was A plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So do
And
they
then-
finally get the wide receiver? I mean, for some reason it's suggesting wide receiver, but they already. No.
Well, that's just what's available. Royals, Williams, Farmer.
Jinx. You're Minnesota, sir.
What if we go Tyler Show right here? They go
Show.
quarterback.
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
Sure.
I like
Why
it.
not? C plus. Just kidding. All right. So now that they got their 2 QBs,
Receiver.
And they go Royals. Or do they get Cameron?
Nah.
Yeah.
They need a running back.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, there we go.
All right. What do we got next?
Receiver.
Definitely receiver.
Receiver. Well, not Royal.
Kyle Williams.
Okay.
All right, Denver.
Now they go wide receiver, right? And get Royals. No.
Do they need a wide receiver to just sign?
Who's their linebacker? Because are they bringing Alex Singleton back or no?
Man, this is not a good linebacker draft. Off the line linebacker,
Chris Paul.
103. If that's not
Dang.
reach, I don't know what it is.
Greatest steal in the draft right there. What you mean?
I want Grant. What's his name?
Where did
Charles Grant.
He's right there.
Charles Grant. I think that he goes here.
Sure.
85, 87.
Where did James Pierce Jr. go? I forget.
He was
Browns
smart.
in the second round.
Okay.
Yeah, second round to the Browns.
Okay, Charles Grant.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's go ahead.
All right.
D
Almost
plus.
done. Keep
That's a
going.
B plus.
Now, do they go get the second running back to go accommodate Harris?
You could.
Dylan Sampson.
Samson's right there. I feel like
Done.
there's another guy too. Oh,
Why the Green Bay Packers get A pluses on both our damn picks? Fuck them.
I mean, Dominic Pooney. Oh, we did that one.
Why are you mad at that?
I
Who
hate
does
them.
New England have at wide receiver 2? And who's
But
the
like,
tight
why are
end?
you mad at them getting?
Wasn't Hunter Henry tight end 1?
Yep. But we have them going. Harold Fannin trading for him. We got McMillan now
Who's
at
their
wide
wide
receiver.
receiver 2? I don't even know who their wide receiver 1 is.
Yeah, what McMillan's here's the new one. So that's what the answer is.
Because they've got like 3 young wide receivers if they get them.
Chris
So,
Paul Jr., third round.
They don't need
could
a
be
wide
his
receiver
time.
anymore, that's for sure. All right, Packers. Do they finally get the true alpha wide receiver, or do they decide to go and get something that they actually need?
There's no alpha wide receiver in the third round. I think Anthony Belton makes a lot of sense for them.
You never know.
Offensive tackle.
Yeah. Belton, sure. It would be another A plus. Who knows? Probably just an A.
B plus. Ooh.
I saw that little smirk on your face. Like, yeah.
That's why he did it. He knew it was going to be. Oh, I can see him doing this.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I will be so angry. Like, no,
Tigers pick
I'm
Bryant
not
from
going.
Culver University.
All right.
not
have
going.
them- Have
He
them
said
get
Culver
Jacob
University.
Parrish.
Parrish makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense. Yeah.
They need a cornerback.
Is there-
I've been saying it for every single pick. They need a cornerback. Oh, man. Or a safety, but cornerback makes more sense.
Okay. So now where did Texas go? They live got everyone they need.
Pretty much.
Terrence Ferguson is right there for Oregon.
Ooh,
Ferguson's right there.
Sure. No. Actually, yeah.
This makes
that
a lot of
actually is a
sense,
great
guys.
pick. That's a great pick.
Another A right here.
Wide
receiver.
Rams.
So Jalen Royals,
See,
where you've been trying to go.
This is where I wanted the Tyler guy to go.
Yeah, Royals makes perfect sense right here. Send it.
A+.
Yeah, no, that's a steal.
Is where Williams goes.
Yeah. It's another good one. Damn, Seattle did it. Oh, man, they got a lot of damn picks.
Well, yeah, they got the Raiders picks. They got their picks.
Man. What else do they need?
Do you think
Cameron Williams is right here now?
Yeah.
Cameron Williams, who's definitely a starting right tackle. He's a big mother. That's a big dude.
Yeah. Oh, man, but that hurts the poor Saints.
Kennard or Farmer?
Kennard.
I'm thinking Farmer.
A+. Finally, we get an A+, dude.
Wow, 2 edges for the Browns. Maybe now they finally get Farmer off of here, but nah.
They could.
Damn, it's a shame, Jax, because not long ago their defense was Saxonville. Alex says they need a corner. Well, they had 2 All-Pros at one time.
I've been saying it literally for every pick that these guys have been blatantly disrespecting the Jaguars. Blatantly disrespect. I'm saying that they need corners bad and need a safety.
Yeah, it was the A+. Joshua Farmer.
Yeah.
That's all they got left. So.
Don't they need a wide receiver, though?
Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez makes sense.
Sure.
Martinez.
Yeah, since I didn't get Scott.
Good Lord, did we get the Chiefs A+, 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 A?
Yep. This is what happened.
All right.
I believe the Eagles go long snapper here.
Oh,
Can we look at the long snapper?
Listen, you are 100%.
The fact that long snapper is even an option is kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
Going into the draft going,
see them
need a
go
long snapper, guys.
Again, they need either to get a safety or a corner. I mean, to me, safety or corner.
I think they need to go running pass.
They're going Noah
They don't have
Williams.
enough of them.
And the defending champions get Noah Williams, MVP caliber.
Is it? So
Robinson?
I was
Yes,
thinking
we have
Harvey. But they already got their running back in the future, right? They traded for him.
Mason.
Yeah.
That's why they don't have draft picks.
And they need a safety. Apparently, they need a safety. Chris swore that they transitioned 2 of their corners into safeties and they play them in the box. It's really a nickel, but
Bowman?
Chris Paul Jr. Says they need a linebacker. Oh, no, they don't. Never mind.
no.
It's the last thing they need.
Yeah, no, it's last thing because they actually have 2 very good, Blake Cashman and Ivan Pace.
You want to go edge?
Too small.
I think edge is what you go.
Gillette.
Yeah.
Gillette.
Sure. It's a shame that he's not going to Patriots because it makes sense for Gillette.
Now
Stadium.
Ty Robinson goes here. Even though they need offensive tackle, I have no idea what the hell they're going to do.
Sure.
A+.
God damn, we're almost damn.
And they need a running back, Harvey.
I think Noel, but yeah.
Will Howard.
Billy Bobby, Will Howard. Nah. What do they need? So it looks like they need an edge. Offensive lineman.
Your team can literally pick guys even in the first round. You can sub in a player on the team in the last year of their contract, and you don't gotta pay and be like, "Bye, Felicia."
That's true.
Yeah. You're not
the
wrong.
team.
I like you guys have the best situation in the league.
Yeah.
Well,
unfortunately.
yeah. We still just need to work on that defense. That's what I'm a little bit iffy about with all the pieces gone.
I think Chris Paul Jr. is going to go here.
Oh,
Okay.
Chris Paul Jr.
Then let's do it.
He said he wanted Chris Paul Jr.
It's A+. Oh, A. No, sorry. Do they go Will Howard?
Chris Paul Jr. in the 3rd round could be a sign.
Will Howard?
Or do they go Quinn Ewers?
Ewers.
No. Will Howard? I don't know. They go Kyle McCord. How about Dylan Gabriel?
No, they're definitely not going there.
No.
Well, the Broncos
Helm?
got to get that receiver out of Oregon.
You want Gunnar Helm? It's tight end.
No, the QB's better. He's 101.
Yeah, but that's just someone's rankings, you know. That's not. We have to think about what the team wants to get.
A backup for
Backup QB. That's what I'm saying. They need a
for
backup
Matthew
QB.
Stafford.
Because
That's
Matthew
not
Stafford
named Jimmy Garoppolo.
and I think Will Howard is terrible. I think Quinn Ewers makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. That's what I mean is that the ranking just is the ranking. But yeah, like the player, the tangibilities.
C.
It's a
There's a
B,
B.
but I don't care what they say.
Offensive tackle.
Yes, definitely the offensive tackle. They definitely need offensive tackle.
So then let's look at the.
Emory
Ew.
Jones Jr. is that's here.
Mhm.
It's A.
Oh,
hey,
hey.
All right. Oh, we're done. Oof. That was
right.
a long one.
That's why I wanted to just kind of say, forget it. I'm taking it.
Okay.
All right. So who do you want to look at?
Oh, wait a minute. You guys have taken a defensive player from Georgia yet? LOL.
Of course. All right. So we'll look at my Chicago Bears real quick. We got
No.
Kelvin Banks Jr., Nick Skirden, Kashawn Judkins, and Kevin Winston Jr.
Yeah. Mid draft.
It's okay.
Subpar
Just-
team. 8 wins at most.
When we beat your ass, it's all right. We'll see.
If you beat us, I'm just gonna not show up on the next Wednesday show. That
No, because I want to make sure I'm going to come to your house and knock on your door.
you're gonna come on my door. You know what? Do that, and I'll be like, hey, remember that time you would come down, you know, to go to Universal, you know, in October? Yeah, forget it.
You're going to say, tear him up in my face. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. You go come down. Like, hey man, I'm ready for a ticket. Oh, I don't know what happened, man. Butterfingers, you know, ran over it. My car several times.
I'll just tape him and run. Commanders got Nick Iwari and Caleb Johnson. Dude, if you got that, that's a badass draft right there for you guys. That's works.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Even Warrior and Caleb Johnson,
I
that's
did not like
awesome.
that.
Do you think we could throw Nick and Maori in at edge rusher?
I mean, honestly, yes.
And the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles, the best team in the NFL.
Oh, we didn't do a defensive Georgia player. We failed.
No, I know.
You
Come on,
should've known
guys.
that.
This
This
is
is
a real
realistic.
draft. It's supposed to be real.
Donovan, Jalen Noel, and Noel Williams. All make sense, though. They all made sense.
No, that's the thing. You're right. It all makes sense. It would be nice. No, I'm not mad with it. They're all good quality players for where we got.
It's not realistic on two fronts. No Georgia defensive players, and where's the defensive tackle?
Like they're going to pick another defensive tackle.
Yeah, you lost one, so you have to replace them.
So now we got Kansas City, who got Josh Connerly
Jesus
Jr.,
Christ.
Tate Redlich, Alfred Collins, and Damian Martinez. Dude, A+, 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 A.
It makes it seem like the Chiefs just keep on getting better. That everyone's going to complain about them next year and say that the refs are helping them out again. It's going to just be a whole shit thing.
They got younger. They have a guy who could learn from the best tackle in the world. They're winning. They're winning. That was a really good draft for them.
They have some college refs they can draft.
Who else you guys want to see?
How about the Packers?
F them.
A+, B.
Yes.
I-
like it.
I think it was A+, B+. Yeah.
B+.
Yeah.
Super Bowl caliber. Winning the division.
I mean, their defense.
They're definitely not winning the division. F that.
Man,
This team's winning the division. This team's winning the division.
Listen, if the Packers somehow win their division, I will come to your house and knock on your door wearing
I will burn it down. I'm burning Green Bay down. Not just stadium, all of it. Just one match.
Well, to be fair, I think most of Green Bay is the stadium. So
it's true.
It is. Who got the lowest grades?
Saints.
Yeah, I think New Orleans. Yeah, overdrafting. Jackson Dart. Or sorry.
B.O.B.
You know, Amano.
I mean, kind of pulled it out at the end, but
Kyle Kennard, the A+.
Yeah. They got at least one amazing pick, right?
Let's look at Pittsburgh. Doris Sanders and Cameron Skatable. If that happened for Pittsburgh, that would be another great draft for them.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable draft.
In at most 12 games.
So, NFL rumor: Packers might be interested in George Pickens, another second-round pick, another second-round receiver.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they do. All right. That was fun.
Yeah, no, that was fun. Long but fun.
I'm going to save it, and then we'll look at it tomorrow. And what I mean by tomorrow is, guys, I'm actually going to be on here looking at all at the draft. You guys are free to come in. I'll throw the link in up there if you guys want to come in. But we'll be watching the draft as long as I can, because I have Spoiler Kings at 9:30. 10:30 your time, guys. So I'll do it as long as I can, and then after that, we'll talk about it on Sunday.
Perfect. I'll make sure to be energized and ready. And every time the Eagles are on the board, I'll flash the reins. I'll flash the trophy.
It'll only be one time unless you trade back. It's only the first round.
It's only the first round. It might be no times actually.
That's what I said. I'll let you trade back, and then it's no times.
Oh man.
No.
Shoot. No, honestly, it was fun, guys.
It was
fun, but it's 11:08. I gotta go to bed.
Exactly. Watching the draft tomorrow, and I see the dark smoke in the background of Lambeau Field, and I see explosion while Mel Kiper is talking, and it's best available. I'm like, I wonder who that could be. It's me. If you wonder who it is, it's me. Burn them up down. Hate them. The Green Bay Packers. And that's the way I want to end this.
And the Commanders, too. Can't forget those guys.
No, I love them.
I ever do to you.
All right, guys. So we hit the 2-hour mark. It's time for us to get out of here. Appreciate everyone jumping in here, watching us, our Dynasty Pylon 3.0. Light it on fire. Light it on fire.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, this is the site of the draft tomorrow in Green Bay. I guarantee the Bears will be booed no matter what we do, because they hate us as much as we hate them.
And there's the betting thing where you can bet how long Roger Goodell's booed when he takes the stage.
I bet you however long it is, the Bears will be longer.
Only pick the wrong cheese at Subway. Man.
I will hate them as long as possible. But the draft will take place in Green Bay. Cannot wait to see it. Hopefully see some of you guys tomorrow. Until then, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Later.
See you guys. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up in the place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate.